let's talk about, and Alan, you and I have both seen this.
Yes.
Win a trip to BROWNTOwn! Exclamation point.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where it's like, how in the world did this movie get made? And clearly no studio would touch it.
Yeah, it falls into the category of how the hell did this movie get made? And let's just for a second, I'm going to do a quick reveal. I'm going to do a reveal of the little teaser for it. This just see.
Oops.
Yeah, and it's about exactly what you would think. It's about a family man, a struggling writer who, because of his family life, he's got kids, young kids, and with his wife, he's just not able to focus on his writing. He wants to be a writer. He wants to write a book. He just wants to write something and get attention. And because his family life is so busy, he's not able to pursue his dream. And it frustrates him. His sort of like the sort of daily family grind has frustrated him, where he can't really focus his efforts into pursuing his dream. He has this conversation with his wife, and it's in the trailer, where she basically says, look, because he's a kind of doughy dad bod guy. She says, look, if you lose 50 pounds, you can put your in my fill in the blank. Exactly what you're thinking. So like they have kind of a mundane sex life. It's sort of like, married sex life, kind of boring. And then it's what he ends up doing is he writes a blog that ends up getting picked up on Reddit, and he becomes kind of infamous because of his blog, because he's documenting his weight loss, but he knows what the goal is going to be. The goal is, if he can lose 50 pounds, he will get to do the thing in the behind of his wife. This is a real plot for a movie. Now, here's what's weird about this film. I mean, on the flawed side, I would just say this. The actors are okay. My understanding is the director used his actual children, and they act exactly how you would think that unprofessional actors would act. Some of the other actors, like the two leads, are not too bad, but it's definitely more on the aspiring actor side. I'd rather see the exact same movie with Tom Cruise, is what I'm suggesting, which I think would be very interesting. But what I found weird about this film is that it's not graphic sexually speaking. Like, everything is kind of, I've heard more euphemisms for anal sex than I've ever heard ever in my life, and never even would have creatively thought up the ways that they talk about anal sex in Win a Trip to BROWNTOWN. But what's weird about the film, and Alan, I really want your thoughts on this, it's very heartwarming. In a way, it's like, I felt like, you're going to think I'm crazy, it's like It's a Wonderful Life. Because what is the story of George Bailey's character, right? George Bailey, he wants to travel the world, and he wants to have adventures, and he wants to be successful in business, like his friends who have traveled the world and been successful in business, but he's trapped by working at the savings and loan, the building and loan. That's what he's working at, the building and loan. And George Bailey, he gave up his dreams to have this family, and he's super frustrated at Christmas, right? Like, his daughter's playing the piano badly, and he just swirling around is his family life that he couldn't escape. And, he got married maybe when he didn't necessarily, that wasn't his dream to get married and have a family. He did. And he learns the value of that. And in a way, Win a Trip to BROWNTOWN is like that. It felt like, what's weird is the way that it's shot and the way that it's presented is very much like a Disney Channel family movie, but it's about butt sex, like that. So I really found that contrast to be really funny. Like how shocking. Like,
yeah, I was there too. The movie is very feel good family at the end, and this is what I like about indie film. It's just that bold storytelling. To take it. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to the relationship between the husband and wife, and how that's strained because of his dreams and things like that. But it takes on a different dimension when you add anal sex to it. And And but then at the same time, there's a few conflicts, a few arguments that just gave me flashbacks to my past with my wife. It's like, oh my god, I've been here. Oh, I've said stupid things like that. I've never had the bet with my wife, but it's I like a movie that is bold in storytelling, and there's a huge contrast there. Yeah, this would never show up on the Disney Channel, but
Well,
but man, butt sex, yeah.
but the way that it's shot, the way that the
Mhm.
story is presented is very much like a family movie. I thought it
Yeah.
was like heartwarming. The conflicts are got to get the kids to this, picking up the kids from school, got to run this errand, got to do like family business. But it's all with this hanging thing of like he is really motivated to lose 50 pounds, which is
Yeah.
very funny.
Let me say this about the acting, and this is something that I wish like indie filmmakers would take to heart. But I think the issue with me with the acting is, I think actors are too held to the script, and so they are more concerned about getting the lines out correctly than they are about incorporating lines within their character and making those lines feel natural. And I think that's something that's a common theme I see a lot in independent film, and especially independent comedies. Give your actors a little bit of freedom, and actors, rehearse, get those lines down, make it feel natural.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, the relationship actually between the husband and wife, which is the core of the film, that actually really works. And then his coworkers, and there's some great payoffs in the end. I mean,
Mhm.
what I did like about this movie is, we're living in a time when there are not really any great comedies. When was the last like great gross out over the top comedy came out? There aren't any. And this
Well,
movie
Deadpool maybe.
Deadpool maybe, but I mean, like, can you do that stuff now? And there's a great scene near the end where there's this writing. It's like a pitch fest,
Pitch
right?
Fest, yeah.
You pitch your book, and there's all this stuff. This movie is so anti woke. You need to support this film just from that standpoint. The fact that like this movie is like so like you can tell from like the people get up to pitch their projects, and it's like this is a feminist blah 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 on a I mean it's sort of mocking the whole idea of the very academic, very highbrow books that people are pitching. Like this one girl has a pop-up book, S is for suicide,
Yeah.
right? Like so that's like, but it's all played for laughs, and it's all like if you're looking for like an anti-woke comedy, like this definitely hits that. And it's just so bizarre. It's like I can't believe this got made, and I can't believe it's actually being released, and I can't believe that you can rent it and check it out. So yeah, so here we go. Let's get into some of the comments here. Infinite Main comedy got canceled in 2016. Got to get out and see this one. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I would also recommend Donnie's Bar Mitzvah, which is a very raunchy, anti woke comedy
It
about
is so wrong is
yeah,
great. Yeah.
yeah. It's very wrong comedy, and this movie fits in the category of wrong comedy. Geek Truth 64 comedy is the genre that most lends itself to ad libbing. True, I think it depends on the actors. I think it
Mhm.
does depend on the actors.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think you were right. When they do get into a fight, it feels very real, and I think that's because we can all relate to it, and it's easy
right,
to
right.
emote that.
And Kevin Rubio says, "Sorry, I'm late. I was stuck in Browntown this
Well,
morning."
congratulations.
Happily. Oh wow. Well, that
Congratulations.
might be that might be a little TMI there, Kevin. So sorry about that. Kefka did nothing wrong. It says Hangover 1. Yeah, like could you make a movie like Hangover 1? I mean, Todd Phillips said like I can't make comedies now, so I made the Joker, right? I made Joker like that. So there you go. And also Kefka goes on to say, well, P and the B does sound pretty wonderful, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Funny
Gabriel
you should
says,
say P and the B because
yeah,
yeah,
Gabriel says peanut in the butter.
that's right.
It's so funny how the movie really goes out of its way to like like not actually say. I mean, it's not graphic. It's I don't know. It's talking
It's all
around it.
words. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
the dialogue.
there is a funny scene where the wife actually she's like, well, I may end up having to do this, and goes with her girlfriends to a sex shop to get like something that might help her. And I found that very amusing. So there you go. I can see Petula Clark singing Browntown, says Bill 4393. There you go. Chicago Box, Browntown. I want to go to Browntown. Yeah, that could be a song. That could be a song in it. So yeah, Cameron Belt says, I'm surprised Tropic Thunder hasn't been scrubbed from existence. It's very disheartening to see that that the comedy as a genre is just dead. That's why I think indie comedy has a real opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a bigger budget version of, Win a Trip to Browntown, a bigger budget version with more familiar comedic actors. And I could see like this very story working. I could see Seth Rogen starring in this, but then he'd have to lose weight.
I remember when Call Me Brother came out, and we loved it. And it's a comedy about incest, and it doesn't beat around the bush at all. I don't know if I should have said that. And it stars Andrew Dismukes, who's on Saturday Night Live right now. And I remember when we were promoting it for Award This, I'm like, are we going to get this guy fired off of SNL? Or if we keep talking about this movie?